I want to chat about a value that we find on a hay test called RFV. RFV stands for relative feed value, and relative feed value on a hay test for our horses is a measure of palatability and digestibility of the hay. If you want to know if your hay is low or high in RFV, your horse is actually a really good judge if your hay is going to be high or low in RFV. Here's how I know. So if you're seeing a lot of this right here, a lot of hay that your horse might be stepping on in its stall, peeing or pooping on in its stall, that is a great indicator for low RFV, relative feed value, in the hay. Since it is a measure of palatability and digestibility in the hay, when we see a lot of this, it typically tells me that the horse isn't real crazy about how the hay tastes or really how it might digest. Now, on the other hand, if our hay is high in RFV, you won't really see so much of this. You'll see an empty hay net, empty hay in their stalls, and they're actually cleaning all of it up, and really high digestibility, which you'll see come out of the other end as well. But RFV, personally, is one of my most favorite values on a hay test because it really tells us if the horse is going to be able to digest the hay well and if it's going to be tasty to them or not. RFV, relative feed value, is also a great indicator of overall quality of the hay might be like for the farmer making the hay as well. So once again, if we have a lower RFV, that's going to indicate overall quality, digestibility, and palatability, how that tastes to a horse. So the hay farmers are going to want to strive for a high RFV typically in their hay. For our grass hays, 80 to 85 and above is usually acceptable. For alfalfa hays, anywhere from 105 to 110 is usually acceptable. Those are general ranges, of course. So actually, as a real life example right here, the hay that I feed to my personal horse is a teff hay species. It's quite low in RFV if we're being honest. The RFV on it is about 78, which is quite low, but I did that on purpose because I have an easy keeper. So she can eat on this hay free choice because it's also low in calorie, and she should not gain excess weight or body condition. Now, on the other hand, because it is low RFV, a 78 like I mentioned, and she can eat on it free choice, that does drive her intake a little bit. It drives it down since it is not quite as tasty and digestible. So for you at home, if you have a horse that is eating your hay like candy, you can bet that your hay test will probably have a high RFV. Or on the other hand, if they're like my horse, they might be leaving a little bit behind in their stall. They might be stepping on it, peeing and pooping all over it. It probably does have a little bit lower of an RFV, but I'm curious. Drop in the comments below. Have you tested your hay? Have you checked out your relative feed value and your RFV? What's that number? If you need help analyzing it, follow along for more tips here on the channel or reach out to us.